Hello everyone and welcome back to another Grainman Travels adventure, and today we're on a very interesting map called a Frontier. Now this map actually was released yesterday on the 8th of August 2023. I'm a little bit behind on this one because I had a few technological issues yesterday afternoon that I had to fix before I could do a map tour, so you have to bear with me on that. So this one is actually 765.05 megabytes to download. It's on a version 1.0.0. It's cross-play compatible, so PC, Mac, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One and Xbox Series of consoles. It is made by a mapper or a modder called Zero Oito, or Otto, O-I-T-O, so probably Otto. And it's got some very interesting features, so let's run through some of those that's on the actual mod hub description. So it says, welcome to Frontier, a fictional map located in a border region with a great wall separating the region. On the one hand, agriculture has been losing space with the growth of the big city. On the other side, a large desert with a lot of space and very rich in oil. So as you can see here, there's the what I would call probably the borderlands, or like a bit of a dystopian kind of future, a Maze Runner or Judge Dredd sort of jobby. And then over here you've got massive commerce of a city. And here you've got the older area, which is just got some commercial areas, shipping containers and agriculture. So yeah, very interesting. So on the actual description on ModHub, it says the map contains 100 purchasable fields or lands, 50 fields. It can work with precision farming. It's got a soil map, it's collectibles, there's various points of sale. It has got the platinum DLC products for point of sale. It's got various new productions. It's got a train. And it is possible to sell all the pallets by the train. So it's yeah, very interesting. Dirt roads are difficult to pass, so you can use levelers to remove excess dirt. Transport oil, you can use 2 trailers in the miscellaneous category. Some products in the pallet category can be purchased and used in new productions. Added concentrated herbicide and liquid fertilizer for higher yields, and you can use a dilution tank available in the store. Some of the new pallets are very large and you can use large sheds to store them in the silos category. Some decorations can be removed by cutting a specific plate with a chainsaw, for example, the restricted area next to the shop and also the Great Walls. Collectibles are, apparently there's 15, hard to find, however they have an audible warning when close and you may have to dig. Oof, that's an interesting idea. But the map does require a few mods. So it requires the Case Magnum 7200 Pro Series by Giant Software, the New Holland TX32 by Giants, the Kverneland Enduro Pro 5000F by Giants, the Kverneland iXter B18 by Giants, the New Holland 8340 by Giants, American Farmhouse by OKUSEDMODS, Telehandler Pallet Fort by Mac Trucker 921, and the Lizard Apache Fleetside 1958 by Centro. And finally, it's the Old Time Shed Pack by Zero Oito, so the actual modder. So yeah, interesting. So let's get ourselves back down on the ground and have a quick look at our starting equipment. As you can see, we start with quite a few bits of nice equipment. There's some nice older tractors and a couple of different bits of equipment as well in regards to the cars, etc. So that's nice to see. So we start with a New Holland 8340 small tractor. It's got 125 horsepower and it's got no damage or no wear, but that's really nice to see. We also start with a Case 7250 Pro medium tractor with 261 horsepower. Again, no damage and no wear. We start with a really nice New Holland TX32 harvester. This one's got a 5,600 litre tank and yeah, can do all the standard crops. We've got a Schaefer telehandler, so this one's a little bit different. It's the one that bends in the middle, so that's quite nice to see. We also start with a really nice Lizard Apache from 1958. This is one of the mods that you need. It can do 62 miles an hour, it's got 160 horsepower, so I like the look of that, I must admit. We start with the Rudolph TDK 301 RA trailer, which can take all of the standard bits and bobs, including iron ore and a few of the other custom products on this map. You start with the standard New Holland TX32 4 metre header. we get the Kverneland Enduro Pro 5000F mounted cultivator. That needs 240 horsepower and it's 5 meters wide, but that's also one of the mods you need. We start with the Pottinger TerraSem C6F 4000 litre 6 meter seeder. This one's actually a direct seeder as well, so that's pretty good. We start with the Dalbo Power Roll 1230 HD rollers at 12.3 meters in width. We start with the Kverneland iXter B18 1800 litre 18 meter spray that can do fertiliser and herbicide. That's quite nice to see. We then start with the Breedel K105 trailed fertiliser spreader, which is 12 meters and can do fertiliser and also lime. We start with the Albert Universal Bucket for your front loader. We also start with the Magsi Pallet fork for your telehandlers. And we also start with the really nice Bremer Transport Wagon TP500S low loader. The header trailer for the 6 meter, also 4 meter header, the TX32 trailer. A couple of weights, we've got the Agco 2300 2.3 ton weight and a 10 Winkle FGB 600 kilogram front weight. We start with a couple of belt systems as well. Conveyor 1690, which is a 15 horsepower conveyor, and then we also start with the Meridian 5 horsepower 3 mile an hour conveyor as well. So nice to see some belt systems actually. We also start with one of the new type of altered trailers. This is the Lizard MKS8, which most of us have probably used with the dolly, but this can actually take the oil, the gas and the diesel as well, so you can use this to do transportation, so that's pretty cool. So, starting farm area. Pretty good, quite municipal though, I must admit. So, interesting areas. Let's just open up some of these sheds quick. There's all your equipment. Got the nice tractor there. Got a gate here for the combine to come in. Looks like it's already done a bit of a harvest, so that's pretty good. But yeah, it's quite a small area, and I think, if I remember rightly, you can also go in your house, so that's pretty cool. Slightly reduced size sleep trigger, so that's quite nice to see. Can you go in there for your wardrobe? You can. And then it's just a standard kind of area here, so you can come in, make yourself some lunch, etc. So that's pretty cool. It's quite a nice feature. And you also start with the 2 conveyor belt systems and a really big Meridian bin. So I think that's quite nice that you can obviously then tip your different wheats and corn etc straight into your Meridian bin, so that's quite nice to see. So looks like you also start with an area for your production, so it you've got a very nice little small greenhouse there, but that's pretty cool. One thing I will say though is that having flown around, you see an awful lot more industrial traffic, which is pretty good actually. So you see a lot more lorries and tankers, which kind of works for the whole story of the area, so that's really good. So if you look on the map quickly, so our starting farm is actually up here. So we start around here, says your home trigger, and there's one of the restaurants, there's your bin, and there's your small greenhouse. So that's pretty cool. Don't know why the 4672 is classed as a truck on there, but there you go. So farmland that you own, not an awful lot, to be honest with you. So you start with farmland 1 and 4, but if you look at farmland 1, it actually encompasses 2 fields? Yeah, by the looks of it. So you got this here and this one, so not massive fields, but pretty good. Like I said before, there's quite a lot of commercial and industrial traffic, a lot of lorries, a lot of tankers moving around, so that's pretty cool. So if we have a quick look, so crop calendar wise, no custom crops on this map at all, and it doesn't look like the actual default calendar has been changed, so that's something to remember. Interesting when it comes to selling things, so there's an awful lot of places to sell your corn, your wares and all your harvests. That's really nice. As you scroll down you see this gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's lots of places to sell things. So but there is quite a lot of, especially sugar. Wow, look at that, that's impressive. But one thing there is on this map, which I think is probably going to really allow people who enjoy productions, so many custom products that you can sell. So you've got like soybean oil, UHT milk, canned corn, canned olive, yogurt, tomato sauce, ketchup, pallets, carrots, watermelons, cabbage, soy milk, maintenance tools, drilling equipment, mining equipment, petroleum, gasoline, metal tubes, metal to melt, so recycling, metal beams, vehicle parts, gas, motor oil, wooden beams, long planks, cement, concrete blocks, recyclable trash, chocolate cake, the concentrated herbicide and concentrated liquid fertilizer, iron ore, dirt and sand. So yeah, wow, an awful lot there to go through. I'm not going to be able to run through all of these and how to create them in this video. These are quite a lot of these bits and bobs you can buy. Obviously, petroleum I think you can then take to a refinery. So you can then take the oil to the oil refinery, which then can create petroleum, etc., and then gas. So these that kind of production wise. So an awful lot to get in here, actually, I must admit. You don't start with any animals at all, which is interesting. Contracts they're not too bad. I mean, the good thing about the contracts is someone spent a lot of time changing the default icons. So Ronald Baker's a default looking character, Olivia Clark is as well, and then obviously you've got Mossy Pine Ranch, so that's pretty nice. I think that's quite a nice little feature of the map. You start with your own literally one production chain, which is your greenhouse, but these have been changed, so these do need pallets. I haven't looked properly, but I don't know if these are pallet production on the map or not, but you can buy the pallets from the shop. But this can obviously produce carrots, watermelons and cabbage, so of varying different ingredients and speeds, so that's pretty good. So if we have another quick look at the map itself, so it's an interesting map, I must admit. So this is, first things first, it does actually show it as a PDA, so it is actually on a tablet, which I actually think is a really cool idea. Obviously it's running Android with the icons, so I think that's a really nice feature and a really nice idea of the modder doing that. So up here is pretty much your what I would probably call the dead zone past the wall. So it's just an area of just desert where you can collect all the oil from the refineries, etc. in this area here. Down here is the commercial area, and also where your starting farm is around here, and there's the shop there. So interesting. And then as you're coming further down is more where the agricultural area is. So it kind of makes sense as this area started to spread, it spread into the agricultural area, and the only places for agriculture are down here. So, but the actual fields on this part are quite nice, I must admit. They're a nice shape, they're not too big, they're quite long ones as well. There's some quite good sized fields here as well for like small scale farming. There's a big band of forestry here, and quite a lot of small scale farming here as well. So that's pretty cool. There's a river that runs all the way through. There's a train which you can sell everything at, so it's just going across there, so that's good to see. So we'll run through all the productions and also the selling points as well, so that's as normal, so that's pretty good. If I come out a second, and so one thing you will find is the area there where it's just all massive skyscrapers and buildings and cranes, it doesn't look like you can actually go there. That's actually off the map, so it's a little bit interesting, I suppose. So if I just get myself back up in the air a second. So as you can see, the edge of our map itself, PDA, is right over here where these trees are. So you can't, this is like the backdrop. So someone spent an awful lot of time getting this backdrop right, because it's actually off the side of the PDA. So I don't think you can actually go into this big commercial area, which kind of makes sense because it's turning the game from Farming Simulator into something like City Skyline or something like that. So a little bit interesting. I think the traffic starts over there though, in that tunnel, and comes down here anyway. So you can probably go all the way to there to the edge of the map. But I don't think, I'm pretty certain you cannot get into this big commercial area of skyscrapers and penthouse apartments. So yeah, definitely something to remember, but it's quite an interesting backdrop though. I think it's quite cool and a unique feature that the modder should be happy about, that it's something completely different to any other map out there. So if we have a quick look at the map quickly again, so I think we're going to run through the map productions. They are quite a lot, so bear with me. Again, there'll be chapters on this, so if you want to skip through this section, feel free. So, city warehouse, cakery, vintage visuals, supermarket, construction site, grain elevator, fast food My Familia, Hypercube Pizza, Hotel Central, a bakery, standard one, restaurant, Denton Bakery, tailor shop, Clever Motors, Case IH, that's actually the shop itself. So what I'll actually do in a second, I'll just get these finished off and then I'll go back there because there's something I need to show you. Red Marble Restaurant, our silos there, a construction site and another construction site. But if we go back here a second, so in the vehicle shop, you'll actually see that one, that is custom animations for the doors, but also these 3 vehicles here, like in the showroom, but you can actually get in them and drive them off. So just something to be aware of. A little bit interesting, I suppose. Maybe the model will probably in an update fix it so these are just fixed in place and they can't actually be driven out of the dealership because they're not shown in your starting equipment, but just something to be aware of. The other thing I wanted to show quickly is pretty cool that this Krone mower here is actually in for service with its wheels off on the, and you've got this big case 721G front loader as well that we can get into, so yeah, quite cool. And this is an area where you can buy some of the other types of containers as well, so that's quite interesting. So I think we're still flying, so I'll just fix that quickly. That's better. So back to the map, we've got Grayson gas station, refill point, Frontier security, so that's one of the places you can get into the Frontier area, Policio, or Paleco probably that is, yeah, I say Paleco, so probably pallet place, carpentry, recycling centre, Johnson's Farmers Market, nice to see that back, bale and pallet storage, a dairy, River Rock Estate, Blizzard Imports, railway silo, bale and pallet storage, rent the train, food factory, railway to the north, grain silo, that's pretty cool. There's a garage with vehicle workshop there again. There's the biogas plant, so let's have a quick look at that. If we wanted to buy that one, as we usually like to have a quick look. 1.18 million, not the cheapest, but not the most expensive I've ever seen, so that's pretty good. If we move down here, milk sale, Ravenwood Farm, mine, grain mill, local cooperative, seeds, fertiliser and lime, Miller's Sawmill, another Miller's Sawmill, so obviously 2 places there. Manure and liquid manure, the animal dealer and the animal dealer. Metal and limestone factory, concrete block factory, American Parcel Logistics, the refill point, the gas station, bale and pallet storage, fabric factory, and finally the supermarket. So yeah, quite a lot going on there to say the least. If we skip back, so also we've got 2,000 litres of pallets here. So what I'm going to do, if I can work it out, let's see if I can get into the Frontier area. So really cool vehicle this though. Bit old school, but really nice to use something a little bit different. As you can see, very busy and bustling commercial area. So let's see if we can make our way. I'm on the wrong side of the road as always. So, okay, I thought that was a road. Kind of is, but kind of isn't. But we'll tell you what, we'll go this way. We'll drop off here and we'll get onto the road. Whoa, this is going to go well. Yeah, boy. Nice. Sounds good to me. Right, let's see if we can get to ourselves to the security checkpoint. Because I want to have a quick look, mainly with actually going into the Frontier area. So, because I think that could be quite interesting. So as you can see, lots and lots of lorries, lots and lots of commercial vehicles around on the traffic. So that's been changed for a full part of the map, so that's pretty cool. Big tanker there. So if we go through here, speed bumps, wow. It's like a Judge Dredd kind of security vehicle there. Police, fire engines. Okay, there's a pallet station, that makes sense. Let's see if we can get through the checkpoints without getting the security on us. So let's just quickly, oh I see, so if you were going to go off the road, it is pretty rough to say the least. So if we quickly, it looks like there's another gate over there as well. It definitely feels like a bit like a Judge Dredd kind of super city or kind of that kind of feel to it. So train line there. I'm going to try and go to one of the oil derricks to see if we can actually find where to fill up with oil. I know we can't do it with this vehicle, but it'd just be interesting to see. So if if we come down here, and if we do try and go off-road, it's probably going to be pretty rough. Yep. Yeah, you could say that. Wow. Oh wow, look at that. As you go over the texture, it actually changed and thingied out a little bit. Guessing, no you can't. So the derricks, you can't get anything from the derricks, but can you get it from here? Probably. Have a quick look. This is going to be fun again. Wait. Oh, lovely job, lovely job. Lots of automated barriers and security, so that's pretty cool. Right, let's have a quick look. So we're here. So pallet storage, oil refinery. So I'm guessing you've got the oil refinery where you can get oil extraction. Visit this then. Okay. Wow! 2 million? Crikey. Let's hope oil's worth a lot. Crikey. Let's just check that a sec. How much is oil worth? Okay. 9. Is no, okay. Wow. That's quite expensive. That's more expensive than I thought it would be, but there we go. Okay, let's go back to the map a second. So I'm guessing oil extraction points, agro-industrial cooperative, rent the train. So yeah, one thing I will say is when I look down here at the mine, which you can buy for like 200 grand, this allows you to do iron ore extraction and also get recycling. So I think the whole point of this map is you're going to have to do some farming to buy the productions to then be able to really crank up the ability to make a lot of money, and probably your oil is what you're really going to make your money on. So I'll just skip back to the main farm actually. So I think what we'll do though, oops, got fixed up there, is we'll probably do what we usually do and finish with with field prices. So we are here. So let's say we wanted to expand. 69,000 is not bad. 75,000. Let's say we wanted to come down here though to the more agricultural area. 116, 83, sorry 85, 102, 116, 18 is probably the biggest area here. Wow, 859,000. That's not cheap. 17 and 16, 286 and 313 respectively, and then these smaller fields here, 39, 42, 39, 42, etc, etc. So okay, in the frontier area, let's see how much these are. 479,000, 472, 384. Okay, definitely very interesting idea for a map though for FS22. Not sure it's my type of gameplay, but might be worth just running something offline on this one to see if you can get your head around all the productions and that. But hopefully you've enjoyed this map tour. If you have, give it a like, subscribe to the Grainman channel, and I hope to see you again soon. Many thanks.